Howdy, my name is Jaden. Quick question for you. What did you say that the circle is doing? If you told me that the circle is growing, then you'd be correct. It is growing, just like the pressing issue of automation. So what exactly is automation? Well, automation is the act of taking any laborious job and replacing it with some form of new technology. Had you ever been scrolling TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and happened upon a piece of artwork that really caught your eye, only to find out that it's AI? This is actually the tip of the iceberg. Automation began with the Industrial Revolution, where people were moved out of their workshops and homesteads into factories for the sake of production. This was good in theory, but in practice, it actually offered unsafe working conditions, improper hours, and not a whole lot of pay raise. Fact of the matter was, after industrialization, only the top 1% of earners saw any sort of increase in income, whereas low-income individuals just saw stagnation. Now, does this mean that robots are going to replace us and take over the world and we're all in danger? Hopefully not. But it does mean complete loss of job fields. People who might have either been in a job field or were studying to approach a job field might have to look elsewhere just because their education can't keep up with technology anymore. This also introduces a lot of difficulty with employment, where people who can actually afford college are seeing great separation between people who can't afford college and therefore can't approach those higher experience degrees. This does introduce skill and quality concerns too. On the assembly line, where there are certain meticulous issues like the burr of a metal, or when you're making a burger and the patties turn out pink, those are really only things that humans can solve in a matter of seconds. Quality concerns don't really go past robots too well as of right now anyways. So, who does this affect? Well, actually, it affects all of us. Anybody who is within any sort of job field can be affected by new technology. And what are people doing about it? Well, there are certain labor unions where they might either be fighting back against using automation or finding ways to introduce it, as well as companies fighting back against the use of automation as well. Fact of the matter is that if you remember this circle example, we can also use visual representation to help the general populace understand automation. It's a simple example which shows a growing circle, and yet it means everything in the world to tell you that this issue is growing. We can also use different things like charts, graphs, and, informatives just for people to understand and have a better visual indication of what is actually happening with automation. Because at the end of the day, we're going to need easy representations. Automation in reality could just affect us all.